Well, there it is. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps. It is in the contract and legal requirement. Every single time we appear on camera, we are appearing on camera right now. The man to my left could be to your right, depending on what side of the screen you are looking at. It is the co-host, the co-founder, the co-wearer of clothes, the co-breather of air in this very room. It is none other than the master of disaster, the king of sting, the count of Monte Cristo. It is Thunderlips, the ultimate male. It is the Siberian bull. It is your friend and mine. It is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year award, the illustrious award held by the illustrious man with the illustrious beard. It is none other than Dave Stockbridge.
Thank you very much, Hollywood Matt Connelly. It's always a joy to be joining you here on Arm Wrestling tonight. And we're in fight week. We are in anticipation of Sunday evening, and we cannot wait to share you these matches on Thursday next week. We will be feverishly working away in the editing room in order to bring you a very, very special 1 hour AWE presentation that will feature both of the super matches from Saturday night. But if you cannot wait for Thursday, and you do need to see it live, like Ashley Hoyter, for instance, then you will need to be buying the DFC pay-per-view. And we'll be talking a little bit about DFC, Diamondback Fighting Championship, more in a little while, but diamondbackfc.com is where you'll have to go in order to buy that pay-per-view. But you won't just be getting those two super matches, of course. You'll be getting 5 hours of multidiscipline combat sports action and some of the best up-and-coming talent from around the country and around the region will be featuring on that card from the world of Muay Thai, K1, BJJ, and of course MMA and arm wrestling. So it's a spectacular card. It's going to be a great night. Hollywood Matt Connelly, I know you're normally there cage side, sitting right in between the ring girls somehow. That's your spot. But it's always an impressive show. DFC, Hollywood Matt Connelly.
Absolutely, yes. The premier MMA organization, we think, in Australia, and they do a tremendous job there. And they put on spectacular events, and they have amazing fights, fight cards. And this Sunday, we'll see another one of those. The great thing about it is that we've been able to slot ourselves in and have two super matches between some enormous guys we've got here in Australia and from New Zealand in Mata Orengi Heta Morris coming in at 175 kilos. He's going to be taking on Brett Coots, who is from Melbourne, Australia, and sitting around, what do you say, 107, 108 kilos, I believe. He said it was
pretty big.
He's big man, and there is not an ounce of fat on that man whatsoever. He is basically looks like a Mr. Olympia competitor has walked onto the
108 kilos of bicep and forearm, basically.
Pure muscle. Absolutely. And we've also got Lachlan Adair, who is from Queensland in Australia as well, and has competed on the world stage and has a massive set of biceps on this man and humongous forearms. This guy is something special, and he's going to be taking on Brett Coots as well. Brett, having two matches on the same night, is going for 3 belts. He is already an AWE belt holder, but he wants 3 of them. He's a greedy man, and we were under demand. We said, Brett, okay, we'll just put down, Brett. We'll relax. We'll get you another 2 belts. So he'll be trying to get those on Sunday coming up. And he's going to have a left-handed match with Lachlan Adair, and then later in the night he'll have a right-handed match against Mata Orengi Heta Morris, the Beast, coming all the way from New Zealand.
Yes, Hollywood Matt Connelly. And if you give me a moment, I'll grab one of those belts for you.
No moment. You've wasted. You could have done that when I was talking.
There we go.
That's the one.
That is the Intercontinental belt. And of course, that is what Mateo Rungi and Brett Coots will be fighting over inside the DFC ISCA certified cage. So absolutely massive. Oh, I'll get the other one as well. That one is still in the wrapping. And
I could talk now, but I like the uncomfortable distance.
There we go.
Wow.
And, that is the left-hand Oceania belt. So very, very first time issued from AWE, but we're very, very proud to be presenting that on Sunday night to one of our champions. So we've got 3 champions inside the cage that night. Of course, Mate Arangi has been undefeated in New Zealand now for best part of over a decade. Now we've also got Brett Coots, who's a multiple Australian and a senior champion at heavy and super heavyweight, and of course Lachlan Adair, he is the lineal champion, and so 3 champions in the cage at the one time, vying for 2 AWE belts. This is going to be a spectacular night.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely massive. We've got a comment here from Taryn Broad, who's listening to us while he's in the gym working out. He says that he wants Brett to be fresh for the second match, but I also want to see a war in the first match as a catch-22. It is a big ask, but if anybody is up to the challenge, it is Brett Coots. He is a very confident man. He's going to be walking away with 2 belts on the night to add to his collection already, so he'll have to build 3 mantelpieces, I think, and maybe 3
Lucky he's a builder.
Yeah, that's a good point. So,
he's going to need quite the trophy cabinet.
Got a fireplace in every room, just to have a mantle.
But interestingly, Brett's not making any excuses. Like, we haven't heard once from him, oh, if only it was, not all on the same night. No, he is 100% up for it and believes he can absolutely do it, and not just do it, but believes it'll be 4-1, 4-0, one way or the other. He's walking away with 2 belts over his shoulder and 1 around his waist. So, very, very confident. But of course, these matchups are only possible because of the very generous support of our friends at DFC. So Craig Ike and Greg Hearn, of course, of long-standing friends of AWE, been big supporters since the beginning. Our very first AWE event, AWE 1, was held in conjunction with DFC as part of their Apex Sports Fest, which was now 2.5 or so years ago, and since then they've continued to support us. And even before that very first AWE event, Hollywood Matt Connelly, before AWE even existed, these guys were big supporters, with Craig Ike encouraging us to be the very first promotion in the world to hold an arm wrestling event inside an ISCA certified cage.
Absolutely. It was a tremendous feeling, actually. It was sort of surreal in some respects that, with the Apex Sports Fest, it was 20 different combat sports all happening at the same time in the same day, and we managed to get the octagon before anybody else got it. We got in a little bit early. We were the first people in there. And seeing our athletes, walking into the cage, you were doing the tremendous introductions for them as if they were, like a UFC fighter entering and they were entering the cage to compete. And it was just added an element to it for sure.
Yeah, I reckon that was Apex Sport Fest 2, and at Apex Sport Fest 1 we held the and this is kind of in the midst of COVID. We held a Titans event. I think we called it the Real Cup, which was because there was no nationals or state titles being held at the time. We just thought it'd be a fun thing to put on a tournament for the community, and we're pleasantly surprised that we had the Burnett boys make their way over, and Mario Tambakis. It was our opportunity to meet him as well, and so we found that there was some great talent. Josh Barker, of course, making his way over to South Australia for that particular event, and so that was really the beginning of things for Matt and I in terms of trying to take. There we go.
That was one of the early ideas of a name.
UAC, yeah.
But this was that tournament. This is 2022.
Yeah.
This
a
is
few
the
short
Real
years
Cup.
ago.
Absolutely. At Apex Sports Fest. There you go.
Yeah.
We had Tim Graham and Leon Babs in their match. They competed as well.
That's right. And so this one is at an earlier DFC event at the Adelaide Oval. And Craig and Greg were very gracious in affording us the opportunity to put arm wrestling inside the cage and to have those athletes in front of over 1,000 combat sports fans. So that was a wonderful moment for us, and a real realization that there might be something to this arm wrestling gig after all. And the buzz that we got from how the athletes felt as they walked off the stage and had competed, win, lose or draw, it was just a wonderful experience they'll take to the grave. And this was kind of the follow-up event that we had at Apex Sport Fest, and this is pre-beard, of course, for you.
It's weird looking back at this. It's so strange. I mean, it's just 2022. This is the first tournament that I ever ran. Thankfully, Tim Graham sort of.
And these are both our referees. Both of our AWE referees are on the table right here.
That's right.
So Big Ben Ettridge and Tim Graham.
Yeah,
they will be featuring on the table again this Sunday.
Oh, big hit!
There you go. I don't know if it'd necessarily go that way now. That's interesting. And there's Mario Tembakis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a flashback here. We get all nostalgic. Oh, yeah. Too strong, Mario. Big smile.
Yeah.
He just crushed everyone. And then Ryan Bowen and him had like a crazy battle for the finals.
It was, wasn't it? It was closer than what you might have expected as well.
Yeah.
It was a really good match.
Because Mario did get one pin on Ryan throughout the tournament. It was double elimination. So
yeah. It was
I think you competed in this as well, didn't you?
I think might have done. I think might have secured the left-hand novice.
That's right. That's right.
Trophy in a fluke of circumstances that went my way.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, and then you had to award yourself the trophy. Was it left-handed?
I think mine was a left-handed one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah,
it's probably left-hand novice. I think I made a novice class. Let's see if we can find it because that'd be funny to see. Heavyweight right arm. Let's see if we can find the final here between.
There's a bit of mucking around here, wasn't there, between these guys?
Yes, Peter. He's an interesting character with his setups. It takes his time. He didn't like me as a referee. There's two videos of this. You're in this one or the other one, but you'll be in there because I put all the classes together. But I mean that was our sort of first thing running. Something was this, and you could see you had those banners made and everything, and I think you had all the shirts printed. That's why everyone's wearing an arm wrestling Titans SA Titans shirt, because cleverly you had this massive box of them, and everyone who was competing got a shirt, and people wear them proudly.
Yeah, still getting worn to this day. We do give away some pretty good quality shirts, I will say that. And to all of those people that did order via Instagram about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I think it might have been, where we put the call out that we were getting an order in for the big event. We now have them in stock, and so those people that did order and for their name to go on the back, and of course Grant Law's got his one there. I believe the Saw Doctor, Shane's got his as well. He's got the Saw Doctor on the back. So there's a few locals, but I believe there's also at least one going to New Zealand and another going to the US. So thank you to everybody that put their order in, and that'll be a regular thing. We'll be going back to the printer for more of those. So if you did miss out on your order and do want your very own custom AWE t-shirt, then certainly you can reach out to us via the Instagram page, get your order in, and next time we are getting our orders in for our events, then your name will be in the mix and you will have a shirt. So reach out to us via there and it'll be great.
Steve hates this name that I gave him.
The 60 part.
I couldn't
We
go up with
finally
a
settled
nickname
on
for
the
it.
squid, didn't we?
He did, yeah, mainly
Yeah.
because I had him listed as the slipper. Because he refuses to pull outside of straps, so yeah, he always slips like no matter what. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna call you the slipper. Yeah, it's fun like looking back at this and just sort of seeing. I mean, this is only 3 years ago, or not even.
Yeah.
And it feels like such a long time ago since then. We've ran so many events and big events, huge things have happened, and we've had major growth in the arm wrestling world and in the AWE promotion itself. And again, we're putting on another event this weekend, which is incredible, featuring some of the biggest, strongest guys in this whole region of the world. So yeah, just absolutely incredible.
And this is pretty much where it all started. All thanks to our friends there at DFC, and who held this epic event in the midst of COVID, when no one was really brave enough to put on a big event like this. And yet those two guys who just had a desire of getting thousands of people together to enjoy combat sports once again, after all of the lockdowns and all of the difficulty, and of course, we know that their home ground, so to speak, is the Adelaide Oval, where you can fit a bit over 1,000 people in the William McGarry room there. But having 1,000 people indoors was impossible at this stage, so they went over to the Nord Oval, which is a large facility, and really and filled it with combat sports activities and fans of those sports. And it was just a fantastic day and a great kind of escape for all those people that have felt like they've been trapped indoors with COVID. So and it was really the vision of Craig Ike and Greg Hearn to put all of this together. And so it was really, for us, it was a wonderful opportunity just to showcase arm wrestling and to give our club a bit of a platform and an opportunity to compete. And those guys that were able to get across state borders were very glad to do so, as we were the only arm wrestling show on really that year. So it was a real treat for us to have the likes of Mario Tambakis and Peter and the guys make their way over. So it was really, really cool.
Well, absolutely, yeah. It was just incredible for us to sort of feel the level of some of these guys. I mean, you can see here Mario is just, very comfortable in against everybody in the whole tournament, apart from Ryan Bowen right at the end. But for us to sort of line up against some of these guys that did make the trip over, and Sam Bernard and his brothers as well, and even Peter here, is just seeing what the level is like, and it's like, wow, okay, we know where we are now, and it's not up to standard compared to the rest of the states. So, yeah, but I would say we've got some very, very strong guys in the club now, and we've really, really started to push hard, and you'll see that, I think, reflected in the results across the tournaments in the next year or two.
Indeed, and the man on screen right now on the right-hand side, Tyler Harrison, is a case in point. He's come ahead in leaps and bounds in just the last couple of years, and featured at our AWE Grand Prix event in the heavyweight division. And he's formidable. He's really just chipping away at that top 10 and trying to make his way in, and doing fantastic things, getting stronger by the day. And he's really kept to the discipline of training and working really hard. Travels a long way. I mean, for him to come to training is an hour and a half to get there. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours in the training room, and then it's another hour and a half back. It's a huge, and he'll do that as often as he can. Almost weekly. You'll see Tyler Harrison training, and so he's got a real passion for the sport and a real willingness to continue to improve. And so he's one of the hardest working young men in arm wrestling right now, and deserves every success that he comes across.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just fun to sort of see the guys that are still regulars at the club every week, and seeing them from 3 years ago. And I know that the level that they're at now would absolutely crush the version of themselves back then.
Yeah.
They'd be shocked at the difference. It's just like, yeah, those 3 extra years of not only just consistent training, but training with people who are also improving. And so the skill level. It may be a lot of people sort of feel like they're not improving over say 6 months. They're like, I just feel like I haven't got any better because I'm still losing to the same people, or I'm just beating them and they're beating me sometimes. But it's like you are all rising together, like you're all getting better. So it's not that you haven't improved, it's you've improved, but they've improved, and you've improved, and you're both improving together. Sounds like the end of a tongue twister.
And there is your winner.
Yes, very nice.
Right
Did it
and
comfortably.
left hand, Mario Tambakis. A bit of a start of a winning streak from Mario Tambakis as well. So were you Santa Claus as our mascot back then? That was
Absolutely. Let me turn that off there.
Jacked Santa.
Love it. That's right.
So that's really where it all began for AWE, with Jack Santa and the UAC, and of course it evolved, and a year or so later we were back at the Apex Sport Fest with the AWE 1, and really the idea was rather than running a tournament, as the tournaments did start to come back on stream, and the state started to run their regional competitions once again, we saw it as an opportunity to perhaps bring together some of that top echelon of talent from around the country and around the region, and to give them all a platform, because people were asking the question after COVID, where's the level? Where do people sit now? And of course, the sport had started to really grow in popularity in that period, and so there were some new names and some opportunities for some fresh faces to really make their mark. So it was really just a matter of, okay, let's sort it all out. Let's get the best from around the Southern Hemisphere and throw them inside a cage and see what happens. And so that was where AWE 1 really came from. And of course, I think originally the concept was chatting with Ryan Bowen about his upcoming match with Chance Shaw, and the fact that was going to roughly coincide with when Apex Sport Fest was going to happen. So we let him know that, hey, well, if you're going to have a super match, we're thinking about doing a super match tournament. What do you think we could do about getting some of the top guys together? And it seems we've got this wonderful platform, this fantastic event. If we can get everybody over for it, it would be terrific. And and without any promise of appearance fees or win bonuses or anything of that nature, that everybody responded so positively and warmly to the concept, and was so gracious in accepting the invitation, and was just happy to kind of be put on a stage and be given that opportunity to build their profile and to test their mettle against some of the best. And so here we got Gunters Bykovs, who has just moved to Canada, but Gunters is a former Latvian champion, former European champion, former Australian champion as well, and pre-COVID had been very definitely the man to beat. He's now 51 years old, so he's there at 47 years of age, and just to put together, like, I mean, I don't know what they feed those Latvian kids, but my goodness, look at him. He's just a specimen. And of course, taking on Mario Tambakis, who'd been rising through the ranks, and as we could see in that tournament, was just dominant amongst all the amateurs at the time, and was probably finding it hard to find opponents that were worthy. But this was very definitely one of those opportunities for Mario to test himself against. Well, I would say Gunters is a naturally a much larger human being. He's a few inches taller, and walks around quite comfortably at around the 125, 130 mark. He's just a big human, big hands, just formidable. And but this was Mario's chance to really test himself before the opportunities of going overseas were presenting. So, and as you can see, I mean, Gunters is just a beast, isn't he? And so this was really Gunther's pathway to being the inaugural AWE heavyweight champion. This was the match that made him our very, very first champion. And Mario Tambakis is certainly a very, very worthy opponent. And I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him, although it's now been 2 years since we've had Mario Tambakis on an AWE table, and he's certainly, his star continues to rise and opportunities are presented for him overseas. So it is very difficult to book Mario Tambakis to return to the AWE stage, but we look forward to the day where we can see him once again vie for an AWE belt.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's just been bad timing for every event that we've had. He's got a match that 2 weeks before he had accepted, or there was something else. It was just like every single time we had an event or a tournament, it'd be like, damn it, that's right, when I've got this, or it's a week after I've had a match. And so yes, obviously we'd love to have Mario back on the AWE stage, but well, good for him. He's got the opportunities that have come up, and he's taking them, which is incredible. And we have opportunities here for him when he is available. And yes, you can see there, this is prior to the trimmed down version of Mario. So I think he dropped a significant amount of weight from this event here. And it was I think he went under 100 kilos. I think he is competing at under 100 now. And there, I think he was probably about 116, 118, something like that. So, yeah, quite a significant difference. You see last water on the screen with good supply comms in between rounds there. And it was a fun event. You can see that the people were still setting up in the background. We managed to sneak in early to be able to film our event and get everything happening. But, yeah, we had a great time on the day. And this was our first sort of foray into doing bigger events with high-end cameras and multiple angles, and having athletes flying in from all around the country and from across the pond as well. And yeah, we were able to get some big names on the card, and we're very, very happy to see some of these guys you'll recognize here. Lachlan Carpenter there on the left, and he's won AWE T-Series tournaments before. And yeah, so it's been a big 3 years. It feels like a lot longer than, and I don't even think it's 3 years. I think it's 2.5.
yeah, it really is. So this was AWE 1. So again, you can see that there's a big paddock in behind there. That's the Nord Oval. In the background is the BJJ tent. This is very early in the day. This event went for about 12 hours in total, and we held this event much earlier to suit the pay-per-view audience that were overseas primarily. And so we started much earlier, and just before really people started to file into the arena.
It was still closed.
I think it opened whilst we were halfway through the event. So if you only noticed a handful of people in the background, that's why.
They weren't allowed in.
Yeah, that's right. So the big day, and of course this is the day that Mateo Rangi walked away with the AWE Intercontinental belt. That's that belt that's sitting over there right now, and we're looking to issue that belt once again this weekend. And of course Mateo Rangi will definitely be wanting to walk away with that. He knows how it feels to be the champion. He was our inaugural champion, and so he has highly covets the prestige associated with holding that belt, and can't wait to get his hands on it and take it back to New Zealand once again. But of course, Brett Coots stands in the way. He is the number one contender. He has been the number 2 seed and has been our runner-up at our last 2 AWE Grand Prix heavyweight events, where he has just fallen short against Rickard Borman, who will be performing at East versus West this weekend. But of course, Brett Coots has his eyes on the prize. He can't quite get his hands on that AWE heavyweight belt right now, but he will be looking to be holding that AWE Intercontinental belt high come Sunday night. So Mateo Rangi, the Beast Header Morris from New Zealand, making his way over to Adelaide once again to perform inside the very cage we are looking at right now, which is the DFC cage. So You can still buy tickets now for that event if you are in Australia and you can make your way over to Adelaide this Sunday. Then there are some spectacular deals online right now. You can stay in the same hotel as our athletes for a little over $200. It's a 4.5-star hotel at the Grand Chancellor. You can make your way over, buy your tickets, get your accommodation, and it's all within walking distance of the Adelaide Oval. And tickets are on sale right now. So between $49 and $249, you can secure your ticket to the event. And of course, if you can't be there in person and you do want to see it live and you can't wait until the premiere of this event, of the 1 hour AWE special that will be premiering on Thursday next week, then you can buy the pay-per-view. As I mentioned at the top, Ashley Hoyter is she'll be hosting a watch party with with Mate Irangi's club, the club that he started, Brothers in Arms, in Hamilton, New Zealand. They'll be gathering around the big screen telly and watching it with New Zealand's finest heavyweight female arm wrestler, Ashley Hoyter. She has been mentored by Mate Irangi, and of course, she will be there cheering him on, and we will be crossing over to her and the Brothers in Arms Club live during the event, so you can catch a glimpse of the excitement. They will be buying the pay-per-view and throwing it up on the big screen and cheering their fair leader on. So absolutely cannot wait for that. And of course, you won't see that cross on the live event, but you will see it on the premiered event. That will be made available to you for free on the AWE YouTube channel next Thursday. So plenty of opportunity to see this event, see it in person, see it live on the pay-per-view via Diamondback FC, or of course, you can just hold out and you'll miss out on all of the combat sports action, but you will get the two big super matches that AWE will be presenting on the night next Thursday.
Absolutely, yes. It was $200 for the hotel that the athletes are staying at, and for $250 we'll tell you which room they're in, and for $300 we'll give you some stink bombs you can let off.
And for $500 you can share the room that they're in.
Right.
So this is, it's
and for $1,000 they get kicked out and you take the room.
Yeah. So you can make your way over here for the event, and of course the accommodation is within walking distance of everything in Adelaide essentially, but especially the Adelaide Oval, which is just 10 minutes away, unless you're Marcus Tiro, in which case it's a 15-minute $15 Uber trip. I think Marcus and Mate Irangi, they were told it's a 10-minute walk and said, yeah, but we could lose weight doing that. We will be Ubering.
So when you're that big and that powerful, it's that's a long walk. That's a cardio session, 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so we wish all the athletes all the very best. Maybe we'll just go to the comments before we tie things up, Matt.
Absolutely. So Richard Jennings was the first person to make a comment. He says, "Good morning, my friends." Good morning to you, Richard. Always great to see you in here. Taryn Broad says he's listening while he's working out, and
fantastic.
Richard was very happy with the introduction. And Sam, Kiwi Sam from the SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club says, gents, good evening. Illustrious men with illustrious beards. Winner of the AWE of the Year Award 2024, Matt and Dave. There we go. Thank you, Kiwi Sam.
There's a new intro there, I think, Matt.
Yeah, that's it. Taryn Broad says, we did cover this comment. He's very excited to see the matches on the weekend. And he asked $75 is the event for general admission. You can get that on DiamondbackFC.com on the website there. That is the general admission price. And then they have different level tiers above that, depending on how close you want to sit and all the rest of it. But the seat next to the ring girls is taken. So
yeah, the early bird specials might be over.
And he was correcting me about the event. I was mixing it up with the other one that we held a year later. Phil Woody says that Matt looks better with the lumberjack beard look.
Agreed.
Thank you. Yes, it is weird to look back and be like, my God, I look 15 years younger. And it was 2.5 years ago. Phil is keen to get an AWE shirt. He says he'll send a DM to the Instagram account. That is a good move there, Phil. Thank you very much. That is tremendous. And then, yes, Taran just saying that it was a different event and that he was in the finals with Mario in the overalls, but that is on a different video, I believe.
Mm-hmm. A video we won't be showing ever.
That's right. No one can see it. Unless they go to YouTube.
How good Taran really is, and it's not because he hasn't tried to show us, it's because we won't show you.
He's like, it was in a spectacular war with Mario right at the end. You should show it. Nah.
He'd want to see it. Oh, well, Hollywood Matt Connelly, lots to look forward to. It is all happening. It's all going down on the 22nd of June. It all will be happening at the Adelaide Oval. We've already shared with you how you can watch it, so we hope that you tune in one way or another. There's plenty of opportunities to do so, and if you can't and you don't want to spend a cent, but all you want is the arm wrestling action, well, you can all watch that here on the AWE YouTube channel, where you'll be able to see it all for free, along with some exclusive behind the scenes footage, which you will not be able to see even if you're there live, or even if you're watching on the pay-per-view. You will not see the behind the scenes. You will not see the interviews, both pre and post match. You won't see the review and the breakdown of the matches either, but that will all be as part of the AWE premiered event. So
you won't even see your reflection in the mirror.
You won't. That is true. So any other comments before we go away? No, we're all done. Silent, finished. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you to all those that comment, all those that watch, all those that watch that don't comment. We love you as well. So thank you very much to, and Ashley Hoyata, I am speaking to you right now. You know I am. So she mentions she watches, but she doesn't comment. So
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said the people that don't watch and don't comment, we love you too.
Well, the people that don't watch and don't comment, we're a little indifferent towards the people that don't watch.
Yeah.
And not at all. Good night, lads. Okay, Phil Woody, good night to you as well. And I think we'll end it on a good night from Phil Woody.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you very much to Phil, and thank you very much to Hollywood Matt Connelly for the wonderful introductions and the beautiful big double bicep pose. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's finish it off strong. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
All right.